Her smile sliced through the air like a razor's edge, venom dripping from every curve of her lips as she smirked. "No workers at the ceremony," she declared, her laugh light but eyes heavy with a dark weight, locking on to me with a glance sharp enough to wound. I kept my face calm, my heartbeat steady despite the storm brewing beneath my skin. "Got it," I said, nodding, but inside I'd already declared silent war, cold, calculated, and merciless. My brother Caleb had once been my shadow, my partner in crime. We were inseparable as kids, sharing bunk beds, bruises, and occasional busted lip from playground fights where we stood shoulder to shoulder, defending each other. When I earned my builder's license, he was the first to cheer, gripping my shoulder with pride. "You don't just put up walls, man. You craft legacies," he'd said. "But legacies can crumble fast, especially when you're standing in mud-streaked boots beside someone wrapped in high-end couture." Elise, she was all gloss and no soul, the kind who flashed a dazzling smile for the cameras, but snapped at servers when she thought no one was watching. Caleb brought her into our world a year ago, and I thought she'd be a passing phase. I was dead wrong. She was a storm, a whirlwind of charm and destruction, tearing through lives and leaving wreckage behind. The change in Caleb was subtle at first. He flinched when I threw an arm around him, as if my rough hands might ruin his pristine blazer. He stopped calling me pal, switching instead to Nathan. The real giveaway came tonight. He suggested I wear something less rugged to their engagement party. That night, I stood in the corner, drink untouched in my hand, watching Elise parade around with her glittering ring and practice laugh. Whispers followed me. One even asked if I was part of the catering crew. Caleb saw it happen but said nothing. I could have walked away, left it all behind. But I don't abandon family, and I don't forgive betrayal. So I stayed. I watched people like Elise, people who ignore the quiet ones, underestimate the ones who don't make noise. She thought I was too rough to notice the subtle shifts in their prenup, too blue-collar to spot the secret accounts, too irrelevant to catch her hushed conversations with a man named Victor Crane. She said he was an event planner. He wasn't. Victor was a trust lawyer and an old flame. I pulled a favor from a friend in private investigations and got the proof. Audio recordings, documents, even a tipsy confession she let slip at one of her wine-soaked rooftop soirees. "Once we're hitched, I'll move Caleb's fortune into my name," she'd said, chuckling. My guy told me the trust Caleb set up could be unraveled with a single pen stroke. I didn't smile. Caleb didn't want to hear it when I tried to warn him. Love clouds even the sharpest minds. Or maybe it wasn't love at all. It was the way she looked at him, like he was a trophy to show off, not a man to understand. Some men fall for flattery even when it's hollow. So I held my silence, didn't argue or expose her deceit. But I moved. I agreed to her demand. No workers at the ceremony. Fine. There wouldn't be a ceremony. At least not for 8 weeks, the time I planned every step. Every move drawn out like a construction schematic. Precise, methodical, unrelenting. I knew she wanted a spectacle, a grand show filled with big names, politicians, moguls, a few minor celebrities she paid to appear. Caleb, still tried to patch things between us, invited me to the rehearsal dinner, saying he wanted to fix our rift. I gave him a grin, a hug, and slipped a USB drive into his coat pocket without a sound. That night, he watched alone. Every file, every recorded betrayal, every whispered plan to strip him bare after the vows. He didn't call or text afterward, but at dawn, he showed up at my door, eyes red, hands steady. He gave me a single nod. I understood. The ceremony was held at a sprawling estate, grand, pretentious, just like the bride. Guests packed the seats. Cameras flashed like vultures circling their prey. And there she stood, draped in ivory, her lies as flawless as her gown, smug and poised as she waited for the vows in the spotlight. Caleb stepped to the altar, microphone clipped, smile perfected. Then he spoke. "Thank you all for coming. I have a short announcement." A pause. The air froze. "This ceremony is canceled." The crowd gasped. Elise's was the loudest. Perfect lips parted, hands trembling on her bouquet. Caleb turned to her, voice cold and steady. "I know about Victor, the accounts, your plan to ruin me. He faced the guest again. She didn't want any workers at her ceremony, he said, nodding toward me standing at the back. But my brother builds. He built our childhood. He built my resilience, and he just saved my future. He walked away. I didn't move, didn't smirk, just met her gaze. That's when she crumbled. The yelling, the denials, the slaps she aimed at Caleb, all caught by dozens of smartphones. When security told her to leave, she fought to cling to her moment. But they ushered her out, her veil snagging on stilettos, mascara streaked, her carefully built world collapsing. Outside, I found Caleb, and we sat on the hood of my truck like we did when we were kids. We didn't say much. Words weren't necessary. After a while, he said, "You let her think she'd won." I shrugged. She never saw me coming. He laughed, sharp-freed. "Thank you." I didn't reply. Some bonds don't need words. Some victories don't need applause. She called weeks later, left a voicemail about a mix-up. I erased it. I still build. Still wear my worn boots. Still get my hands dirty. But I don't attend ceremonies anymore. Not unless I'm there to tear them down.